Good evening, ladies as well as gentlemen. Papa Boris here with some more Hearthstone Arena, playing a priest deck here that I think is alright, but not spectacular. Let's see what we can do. I do have a daily quest for a priest, got the big old 60 gold quest, and I was playing a couple of games actually in ranked mode using my girlfriend's priest deck. Got up to 3 out of 5, so hoping for 2 more wins here before pooping out and moving on to the next run, at the very least. I saw on Northern Lion's channel a video where he was playing a game called Deeper Dungeon. Looks like a really good game. It's coming out on early access tomorrow. I'm not sure I'm gonna get it, but it looks good. I would actually recommend checking out his video for that and seeing what you think. We're up against a paladin here. His name is Damn Card. I didn't realize Blizzard allowed people to put damn in their names. Whoops, my mic. Oh god. Oh, my microphone has been pointed downward. Well, I don't know what effect that's gonna have on the video, but now it's pointed upward, so don't worry, everything's fine. All right, pass the turn, please. Thank you. If I didn't have this Holy Smite, I might actually have just coined it on one of these 2-drops, probably a Knife Juggler. But since I do have the Holy Smite to protect the cleric, I figured I might as well drop her out here, stop him from making recruits. And it did. It stopped him from making a recruit, which is good because I didn't actually want him to make a recruit. Like, I didn't actually want to hit it and heal. I wanted to play the Knife Juggler without having to damage this North Stride Cleric and leave it at 1-2. At 1-2, it would die to things like Bluegill Warrior and Seal of Light if he had it, so him not playing the recruit was nice. Okay, he actually doesn't play anything again. Now he's getting into a little bit of trouble here because this is maybe not the greatest 3-drop in the history of mankind, but I mean, he's got a 3-2, a 1-3, and a 4-3 to face off. Consecration kills only one of these things. He's in a bit of a pickle here, I'd say. Wailing Soul, just a regular old 3-5, nothing fancy at all. I could even kill that with Shadow Word Pain, which is a nice, timely top deck. Okay, we'll heal this up, get a card. Now here, what I could do is I could actually play the Pyromancer, and on a 50-50 shot, if it hits the Wailing Soul, the Blade Master can kill the soul. That would let me save Shadow Word Pain for something else. If I play the Pyromancer and the knife misses, then it kind of sucks. That sucks a lot, actually. So what I could do is I could Holy Smite this thing and use the Blade Master to save the Shadow Word Pain, but what's the point of saving Shadow Word Pain if I'm going to use a different removal spell? Might as well just use that thing, hit him in his big fat face. I'd say I'm doing really well here, because now he can play Fen Creeper, protect all this stuff, and keep swinging. He has to have like a Sludge Belcher here to even really stand any sort of a chance. Alright, True Silver Champion's not actually very good right now, because it won't kill off the Blade Master. He has to actually kill the North Stride Cleric. Oh, okay. Does he have Elven Archer here? Oh, no, okay, he doesn't. I don't know what that was, but okay. So, that game, we played minions. And he didn't. That's just what Hearthstone is all about. When you play minions and your opponent doesn't, you win the game. That's pretty good. Okay, cool. Now, I do have to make a warning about that game I mentioned earlier, the Deeper Dungeons. When my girlfriend was watching the video from Northern Line, she got very disappointed by the fact that there was a brothel in the game. Basically, the game is like a roguelike where you take teams of, fairly traditional fantasy things. It's a very dark game. Into dungeons, and you try to, kill monsters and get loot. But there's an extra system in the game, which I think is really cool, which is stress. As you do more questing with the same adventurers, and as bad things happen to them, as they get hurt and whatnot, they actually get stressed out to the point where it actually, you lose control of them if they get too stressed. So between missions, one of the things you can do to cause characters to relieve stress is send them to the brothel, which is... I mean, you could say, oh, it's a video game, it's not that big of a deal, but, I mean, it is a little bit, misogynistic. Maybe not a little bit, it's, somewhat misogynistic. Not like that the game designers, are, actively hating women or anything, but it's just, one of those casual, careless things you don't think about. Even I didn't think about it. While I was watching the video, I didn't think twice about it. It just seemed like, oh, okay, whatever. But my girlfriend made a pretty good point that, it's just kind of, dismissive of women there to just have your character run in to the brothel and relieve stress by using a woman as an object. Anyway, that's a little bit deeper than we need to get into in this video, but the point is there is a little bit of objectionable stuff in that game, but apart from that, the rest of it looks pretty good. Okay, so we got an Ogre Brute here, which is a pretty good drop. I am going to play the Spider Tank and just hope that the Brute's drawback triggers when he tries to kill one of my minions. Whichever one he hits is actually not very good for me, so hopefully he'll trigger and hit my face. Oh, nope, just kills an North Strike Cleric. Balls. Well, that's unfortunate. So now what I could do is I could play the Pyromancer and Holy Smite the Brute. That will kill off the Brute. It will also bring the Pyromancer to within range of being shapeshifted. Ouch. Oh god, this isn't good. Oh, that's not good either. Well, we're in a little bit of trouble here, that's for sure. So I could Pyromancer, Holy Smite that. That would drop this to 4. Not down to 3. If I use the coin, I could get this down to 3, but that would also get this down to 2. Jesus. Okay, what I could do is I could Holy Smite this now. Play the Pyromancer, then use the coin. Then that would get this down to 4, which doesn't really help. No, this has to eat both Pyromancer abilities. I could play the Pyromancer, Holy Smite, heal it, coin. Oh yeah, that actually I would need to use the coin. Okay, so I think we'll do this. Coin. Heal it. Holy Smite it. And run that in. That wasn't great. No, that wasn't good at all. He's got 5 cards to 4. And he can shapeshift to kill this. And I've got junk for beans here. So this is a pretty awkward situation, to say the least. Okay, he does me a little bit of a favor by letting me actually kill off the Pyromancer. Can't use Holy Fire yet, unfortunately. Can't use this. Alright, well, there's nothing to think about. So we're going to do this. And I think it makes sense to run it into the Squire. Because if I run it into the Silverhand Knight, then the Squire can just kill off the Cult Master and the Knight lives. So I might as well do this. Let the Cult Master trade with the Knight. So I get a card from my troubles. Honestly, I might as well just play this guy. At least that right now he actually should live, because the 4/4 has to kill the 4/2. He doesn't want to kill this with the Cult Master active and give me a card for it. Alright, so Claw will take care of the Cult Master. That'll let the 4/4 kill my Mighty 1/2. He still has 5 mana to work with. This game's kind of like the opposite of the last game. Oh, and he's got a Fen Creeper Balls. I don't have Shadow Word Pain to kill this. Still don't have it. Okay, we're going to play our own Fen Creeper, I guess. Can't kill this with Holy Smite. It's got 3 health. This game, well, it just went to the dogs ever since he played that Ogre Brute, and I didn't have a good answer to it. Ogre Brute. Wow, who would have thought it was that good? He has a Starfire here? So normally I wouldn't care if he spends his entire turn Starfiring, but when you're behind on cards, it's actually a pretty significant problem. Stormwind Knight. Is it worth it to keep on playing this game? I feel like I could just save some time going to the next game, but alright, we'll keep on playing. Let's Holy Smite this. There is 0 point healing this because it still dies to that guy, so I'll heal myself. It's got 6 cards to my 2. Don't really have any sources of card advantage here. I really should just concede, but let's make him play his one good minion here. Harvest Golem's a pretty good one. Robocop, yeah, he doesn't have anything huge. He just had high quality minions that were better than mine, and even though I had removal, I fell grotesquely behind. Okay, let's just draw one more card and then concede. Yeah, I don't really see any reason to keep playing this game. Okay, on to the next one. So just like that, we're at 4 and 2. Could have been at 5 and 1. Man, the difference between 5 and 1 and 4 and 2 is large. So scrabbling now to get that 5th win so that I can finish off my daily quest and move on with life. In this case, move on with life would mean continuing to play this arena and then losing eventually. Ah, yeah, this deck somehow just didn't quite come together. Maybe the minion quality at the early levels isn't good. I mean, anytime you're playing a deck with Bloodsail Corsair, you're going to be in trouble whenever you draw that card. Like, if that card had been, I don't know, anything useful, it would have potentially been a game changer there. Alright, we're up against a mage. Frog, the mage. That's actually a pretty great name. It's just so simple in its stupidity. So here, Holy Smite is a dangerous keep because there are 3 of them in the deck. If I get a whole bunch of Holy Smites, it could suck, but I'm not going to mulligan it. In case I don't get the other ones, I need to make sure I can kill some early drops. Okay, so we have an interesting hand here. With the Pyromancer's help, I could do up to 3 damage with the Smite. Of course, the mage can finish off the Pyromancer. That's very annoying, just like that Druid could. It's a big difference whether or not the enemy can finish off a 3/1 Pyromancer. Okay. Cult Master has really been disappointing me lately. So I've been like back and forth with Cult Master. For a while I was like, oh my god, this thing's so great. Why did I ever hesitate about it? But then I started taking it more highly, and now I realize why I used to hesitate so much with the Cult Master. You really got to think about it. It's not a windmill slam kind of card. You really should think about the curve of your deck and how likely you are to get use out of that thing. In this draft and the last one, it hasn't been very good for me at all. Interesting. So, shoot. If I play Pyromancer and Holy Smite the Spider, what's going to happen first? The Death Rattle of the Spider or the after you cast a spell feature of the Pyromancer? That is like a really big deal, because if I do it wrong, she's going to have 2 spiders out, and this is going to be a 3-1, this will be a 2-2. Okay, after you cast a spell. After you cast a spell. This should trigger after the spider because the spider was played first. Alright, let's leap into the abyss. I really think that the spider should trigger first because it was played first, if I understand the rules correctly. Okay, that's good. And we'll hit her in the face. So now she can ping off the Pyromancer. She'll go up a card for doing that, but that's okay because I'm getting board advantage. I'll get to play the Cult Master, which isn't great, but it'll comboed with this thing. Any 4-drop she could play, I could throw this in for a card. And that is, she decides her best play. I would rather play like a different 4-drop, of course, than Cult Master, but given a choice between that or heal this. Oh, okay, perfect. I get a different 4-drop. That's lovely. So we'll do this and that. And bemoan the fact that we can't play Ogre next turn, because that'd be pretty perfect. Alright, so she has a lot of cards. She's really only played the spiders. She still has the coin. There's the 5-drop coming down. Can I use the Cult Master profitably? The answer is no! Jeez, that sucks. So this thing doesn't even die to the Kodo, doesn't kill the Kodo with the help of Holy Smite. That Kodo ruined my life. Oh my god. Wow, I can't kill this with Holy Smite and this thing. Interesting. That sucked. I cannot believe how bad that Kodo was, and of course I have nothing to do. Jeez. Wow. That sucked. And a Flame Cannon to kill this off with the help of Ping for some good measure. Oh man. Now I'm going to play this and it's going to get Fireballed or Polymorphed. And just like that, the game is lost. Christ. Well, sometimes you just don't make the right choices. Like this Cult Master, maybe I could have taken something different. Then I could have actually played it instead of Stormwind Knight. Then I could have traded with the Kodo. Who knows? Alright, no Fireball, no Water Elemental. That's a little bit of a blessing. She is going to 2-for-1 to kill the Ogre, though, and that's a problem because I'm just losing on cards here, even with her giving that 2-for-1. Shadow Word Pain is a timely top deck to kill off that Elemental. The problem is, do I play the Cult Master just to trade with a 1-drop? No. Not going to do it. When you're behind, take risks. I just have to risk I top deck something better, get it to stick, and then I can play this later for better use than just trading with a 2-3. Ouch. So I can't do anything about this. She knows priests can't kill this thing to save their lives. Alright, so there's Spectral Knight. Good card, but it's like a few turns too late. I needed this on that turn when I played the Berserker in front of the Kodo. If I had had this then, I could have actually maybe won this game. But now she can play spells and draw cards off the Auctioneer and get further ahead. Alright, she silences it. Does she really have a Fireball to kill it now? She has a Sheep. Wow. Owl and Polymorph. That is just ridiculous. Well, I'm not finishing my daily quest. This video is off to a shit-tacular start. I think we're gonna concede. Yeah, there's no reason to play this anymore. I can't kill that thing. Yeah, we're out of here. So, yeah, that was a quick 14 minutes and 23 seconds of utter trash. Let's, end that. Oh, look at my stats sheet here. What do we need? Do I need anything else? Was Priest my last one? I feel like it wasn't. Yes, I still need a Druid. Or did I play Druid and forget to update my stats sheet? I feel like I've played Druid recently. Shit. Well, if we get 5 dust and 60 gold for 4 wins, not the greatest. I will open up the pack. Yeah. Ooh, an epic. Demon Heart? I don't think I have that card yet. That's nice. Let's check to make sure. That could be basically the equivalent of finding 400 dust if I don't have it. Yeah, I don't have it yet. Perfect. So the commons are on, old, but the rare and the epic stuck. Oh, that's great. Okay, sweet. So let's take a look at our next arena. I can't remember if I did Druid or not. Well, I just hope Druid doesn't appear here. It appears. Oh, no. Oh, I have to decide if... Well, okay, so if I do Druid, it'll be just going ahead. If I haven't done Druid yet... Wait a minute. There's no choice here. I'm not playing Shaman. Priest I just did, so yeah, it's Druid. Okay, here we go. Here we go. So we'll start with Sunwalker. Nice choice there. These are all pretty mediocre 3-drops. I'm actually going to take the Taunter. I feel like both of these can get out of control and good. But this taunts, and I do lose some time to not having taunts. I like this guy a lot, but Wrath is too good not to take. Claw over the power. Yeah, I gotta take the Claw. I think that's too good not to take. Here's an interesting choice. The Ogre sometimes just wins games. Is a 4-4 for 3. This is also a 4-4 for 3. It gives the opponent a card, but man, I mean, it doesn't have that drawback of the not attacking sometimes. I'm gonna take the good 2-drop, though, over the good 3-drop. Healing? Oh, geez. Well, there's only one choice there. Okay. Power Frostwolf Warlord, I mean, I played with him just now. Don't like him. Never really liked him that much. Interesting choice here. Growth or the spiders? Let's grab the growth. Harpy's bad, so we'll take the Hoarder. Oh, God. I feel like I've had this happen so many times where it's the 2 bad giants. Well, Doomsayer's pretty much... I consider him pretty much unplayable. So the Mountain Giant's just unspeakably bad, therefore I'll take the Molten Giant. Alright, Sheep I don't like. Soul of the Forest I don't like, so I'll take the Gnome. Very lopsided so far. We get a Silence, that is good though. Alright, I don't want either of these things, we'll take Force Tank Max. Although I think it's a bad card. Shredder's excellent, take that happily. Druid of the Claw, one of the best cards in the game. Swipe over the second Shredder is unfortunate, but got to happen, because Swipe is too good not to take. Second Wrath, I'm going to take Starfire. I like the card advantage. I like also being able to go to the face with that. Second Starfire? I'll take another Starfire over a second Silence. That could be a mistake, but we'll see. Alright, we'll take another 1-drop. I've already got a couple of 1-drops. Let's take this for some more taunting. Alright, the only good card here is this one, so we'll take that. Now here, do I get greedy taking the Ogre? Or take the worst 5-drop to be on curve? I'm going to take the Ogre, but I could regret that. Savage Roar. A Stormwind Champion, I think, would be a bit aggressive here. I would want like a good 5-drop rather than another 7+. I'll take Savage Roar as bad removal. Okay, Mark of the Wild I don't like too much, so we'll take the Golem as a solid 3-drop. Alright, let's go on curve here rather than taking mediocre things. Druid of the Fang. Well, do we have beasts? That's a beast. That's a mech. That's a mech. That's a mech. Lots of mechs. This is a beast, I believe. So we've got 2 beasts. So it's a 4-4 for 5. My alternatives are a 6-drop, which can end games, but I've got a lot of expensive stuff already, or this terrible sheep. So a bad 5-drop or a bad 2-drop. We'll take the bad 2-drop as its removal. Hopefully I don't live to regret that. We'll take a over the Artist Squire. We'll take a Naturalize here. I find that one of them is okay. Ooh, we get a Legendary. That can make a difference. These are all very expensive, which is unfortunate. I think the best one is just this guy, so we'll take him. And then giving things more taunt or this thing, which I've never really liked very much. I don't like the double-edged nature of the Abomination. We'll take the Protector there. Take Druid of the Claw there. That's excellent. And Sludge Belcher is excellent. Okay, so this is a very expensive deck. Lots of 5 and ups. There's a couple of very expensive things. The Force Tank Max is an 8, and Sneed's Old Shredder is an 8. And there's 2 Starfires, which I do regret now. That one of those Starfires could have been a Wrath, which would actually help me survive to the end game. But I mean, if I can survive to the end game because the opponent is slow, or because I draw my removal, or because I draw my early drops and trade, this could be a very strong deck. So I'm not really sure how good this is. We'll hold out judgment. Okay, up against a Warlock here. Urbavani, if we're trying to pronounce the French correctly. Okay, we got a 2-drop and a 3-drop. The problem these both have is they're both 2 attacks. However, I guess this guy can be played for 3 attack, which I might actually do. Note that unlike the other Druid things, which are like, you know, either plus health and a taunt, or plus attack. Like, for example, you know, Druid of the Claw, if you want the taunt, you have to choose the health. Mark of Nature, if you want the taunt, you have to choose the health. Ancient of War, if you want taunt, you have to choose the health. Here, he has taunt no matter what, so it means if you play him on turn 2, it's actually probably best to go for the 3-2 so that you can trade with the 3 toughness thing. Now, against some classes, you might not want to do it. So, for example, against a Priest or a Hunter with Holy Smite and Arcane Shot, you'd rather have 2-3, I suppose. But here against a Warlock, Dark Bomb's going to kill this regardless. So I might as well be able to trade with his 3 toughness stuff that he might play. Okay, it turns out not to make any kind of difference. The Knife Juggler will get traded here. Okay, we have quite the curve. Turn 4 is going to be awkward. It looks like it might just be Shapeshift and Sheep. This on turn 5 is interesting because if it doesn't die, then I can't actually play this on turn 6. But if it does die, then I got the Ogre to follow up, so we'll see. Oh god, Ogre Brute again. So I can't Shapeshift that to death. Swiping that, I just can't stomach swiping that thing, so we will just ignore it and see what it wants to do. It's got a mind of its own, this Ogre Brute. Gotta say, I underestimate this card. Just the number of times it's crushed me is kind of unfortunate. Okay, it fires this time when I don't want it to. Of course. Of course. Here I would have loved for it not to fire, and it didn't fire. Ogre Brutes have it out for me today, it seems. Well, let's see what he's got. Goldshire Footman, ladies and gentlemen. That is special. Okay, so I could swipe, but I have to throw away the Golem to clear the board. Yeah, that's not sensible. We're just going to go ahead and cash out the Golem for Mr. Footman and play the Ventrico, which survives against this Ogre even with the help of the Raid Leader, but if he has another buff, he could trade the Ogre Brute for the Ventrico Mercenary. Then I have to hope that the Golem sticks around to kill off the Raid Leader, and then I can play the Ogre on turn 6 without too many problems.
So many possibilities.
Tense moment right here. This is anyone's game. Molten Giant could have been a Doomsayer, which would have been worthless. Could have been a Mountain Giant, which would have been even worse than this thing is. There's a reason why on this channel we've seen many irrelevant last turn Molten Giants. It's because a lot of time, by the time your health is down that low, you just lose. It really only works if it's a very close game, kind of a back and forth thing, which not all Hearthstone games are. Wow, that's a kind of a weird graphical anomaly on this card back. This is the new card back from the previous season. Okay, he's thinking a lot. He's thinking. He decides to drain life, the damaged Golem, which is very interesting. That means he must have something for this, otherwise he wouldn't have done it. Again, the Ogre fires when I didn't want it to. Oh, my lord. Well, okay. I guess that's fine. He spent all that time thinking and didn't really come up with anything super important or impressive. Here comes the Ogre. I'm at full health. I got a 6-7 versus a 3-2. Warlocks have only one answer to this, which is Siphon Soul. I guess he could also do Power Overwhelming. That would work too. I got all the mechs in the deck. Didn't get any mech synergy though. Didn't get any like Tinkertown Technicians or I don't know what else actually there is that really synergizes with mechs off the top of my head. But you know, there's stuff that I could have had. Do Druids have any? I think all classes have some sort of mech synergy thing, right? I don't know what the Druids is though offhand. Okay, the Booty Bay Bodyguard raises a very interesting question. Do I use the Ogre to hit it? Or do I swipe it? If I use the Ogre to hit it, I can play a Druid of the Claw. That seems good. That, you know, that just seems really good. So we're going to just do this. And drop the Micro Machine. So we're putting some pressure here. This thing is going to get out of control very quickly. I have the Taunt. If he doesn't have removal for this, I have Taunt and Swipe and Ogre and Shapeshift to all protect them. Oh, does he have a Hellfire here? He does. Oh, crap. I really wasn't thinking about that at all in the slightest. Whoops. Well, that sucks. So now we play Piloted Treader, and never mind. We're playing Force Tank Max. Well, gotta say, that's pretty good there. This could have been Panda or something dumb, which is not as good as a 7/7 Divine Shield. In the situation where I'm not really all that far behind, it's pretty good. Does he have a Siphon Soul to kill it? Does he, does he, does he, does he, does he? He has... Oh! Well played, my good sir. He messed up here, though. He should have really thrown the ghoul to pop the Divine Shield. The reason is now I get to do this. And while my shield is still alive, his shield is gone and I can kill it. Now you might say, Boris, you know, he didn't know you were going to have that swipe. It's true, he didn't know I was going to have the swipe, but he knows I'm a druid and I have shapeshift. I could have shapeshifted to pop that and then used my Divine Shield to kill his. It's a huge board swing. I would have gladly gone to, let's see, 24 minus 7, 17 health for that. So he knew that I could do that, so he really should have done that. Or he should have stopped that by pinging my guy. This could have been an Argent Squire, which I guess is a little bit better here than Naturalize is. Naturalize just kind of has to wait for the time being, but that's fine. So we'll do that. I'm going to just actually hit him in the face for 11 damage, because might as well threaten lethal here. He's demonstrated an inability to remove my minions, so this 4/6 should be rock solid here. We're threatening... Nah, are we threatening lethal? No, we're not threatening lethal. Two away from lethal. 1 away from lethal if you count shapeshift. Okay. Wow, I'm 1 away from lethal, because... Oh, never mind, he just lethalized himself for me. Let me make sure that this is correct, because I don't want to naturalize the Void Walker if I'm not going to kill him. 7 plus 8 is 15, yeah. With Shapeshift, I could have done 16, and then I would have been 1 shy of killing him had he still been at 17 health, so I wouldn't have done that. But here, I'll do it. If he hadn't life tapped, I mean, I drew Sneeds, which is pretty good. I could have just played this, and then he would have been in very rough shape. Could have killed the Void Walker, hit him for 11, down to 6. Down to 5 with Shapeshift. Yeah, he would have been in a lot of trouble. Okay, this deck, I thought it was pretty good after drafting it. That game certainly went well, but that game also we weren't really pressured. He didn't have a fast start, and I did draw early stuff to, you know, hold off against what he was doing. Also got the 1 swipe in the deck. Can't really count on that to happen every single game, much as we'd like it to. Shoot, I'm going to have to go back and look at what the most recent Druid run I had was and update my stats sheet, 'cause I'm pretty sure it wasn't 7. I have 557 in the stats sheet. I feel like there's something more recent than that. Okay, we're up against a Hunter. Zindel the Hunter. Actually, I'm finding that being a Druid versus Hunter is really one of my favorite matchups for the Druid. I really, really enjoy that a lot. I'm not going to keep that. It's just very infuriating when you're a Hunter to have to deal with the Shapeshift of the Druid, nullifying your hero ability by 50%, and then also letting them get ahead on the board. Alright, let's see what he's got here. Angry Chicken, ladies and gentlemen. I am going to leave that alone. I'm going to actually coin into Wild Growth. It's difficult to make this coin Wild Growth play, but I feel like it's the right move most of the time when you have Wild Growth in your opening hand into the second player. Here in particular, this mediocre 3-drop that I took is actually very good against Angry Chicken, so, you know, next level play right here. Does he have a taunt to protect it? He doesn't. He's got the Mech Warper, which means he could play a Mech Yeti next turn for 3 mana. If so, then so, but I get up a card here, and let's see what he's got for me. He has a Shredder, which is pretty good. That is damn solid. And he hits this, which is the correct decision, I think. Can't quite play Druid of the Claw, unfortunately. This thing will only be a 2/2 on his turn, so the Shredder will kill it and live to tell about it. Oh, man. I'm going to kill this thing off and think. If he's going to just kill whatever I play and only take 2 damage, I might as well play the Gnome. Right? What's the point of throwing this away if this does the exact same thing and it also gives me a spare part? Play the Druid of the Claw next turn. Vulnerable to Deadly Shot. It's also... Jeez, this is actually really good. Oh my god, that's so good. Because the Druid of the Claw will now die to Shredder plus his hero ability. Ouch. Alright, we have some options here. I could silence this thing, I guess. I could play Druid of the Claw for charge and run in and kill this, but then, well, that'll trade with the Shredder. I think that's the move, right? If I play this for the 4/6, he can Shredder in, shoot it. He has a 2-drop, a 2-drop, 3 mana. What have I really gained by doing that? Yeah, I think I need to just clear off his board. So let's charge, kill this thing off, And hope he doesn't have removal for this Druid of the Claw. Hopefully these two trade, and then I can play the Sunwalker and he doesn't have a deadly shot. Lots of hopefullys, but that's what you gotta go for sometime. Okay, this is good. No big 5-drop. Little Exorcist. There's no Death Rattle on my stuff. It does have Taunt, though, so it's gonna let his Shredder live. Okay, we got a couple of different options here. So I could just trade the Druid in for the Exorcist and call it a day. Play Sunwalker. Hope he doesn't have Deadly Shot. I could silence the Exorcist. That would let this trade for the Shredder. But what did I really gain in this? This thing is still alive. I don't gain anything by doing that. Okay, I could silence this, put the +1 health on this thing. Oh, no, hang on a minute. That's dumb. I could put +1 health on this and then kill the Exorcist. I can then just play this and silence the Shredder. Just play it straight up. He can take me down to 14, down to 12. I got a little bit of healing here. I don't have any extra healing cards, though, so that's a drawback to that plan. I could Savage Roar, Shapeshift, kill the Exorcist, kill the Shredder. That's definitely not the worst of the bunch. Well, no, that's not the worst. Savage Roar, Shapeshift. Leaves me with a mana to play the Plating on this guy. I could kill that, kill that. I think that's my move. Okay. Yeah, that's the move. It's pretty bad to do this stuff, but this clears off the most of his things. And I don't have healing in this deck besides Shapeshift, but I do have Sunwalker, which, if he doesn't have Deadly Shot, is a really good hold-up. Alright, he goes for the face. He just has more cheap crap, okay. Alright. Alright. Let's drop that and pray. This card is not a Deadly Shot, and neither is that one. He could have Deadly Shot, he's had no occasion really to use it. He wouldn't have used it against that Druid because he was already in a weakened state. He being the Druid, I mean. See if you can get past this thing. If you can get past it, he probably wins. If you can't get past it, he might actually lose. Because I do have some pretty good damage here. And he's played nothing but junk, so he doesn't have any high-quality minions. That I know of, anyway. Okay, steady shot. And unleash the hounds for a dog. Okay, that's a little desperate. And he's going to run both of these things in. Okay, looks like he is. That's good. Gets the 3 power, which is a little bit unfortunate. This, however, is a really good top deck, so I'm going to avail myself of that. Play the Micro Machine Shapeshift to heal, hit him in the face. Okay, that was a really good top deck. I think if I hadn't gotten this, would I have dared to play this and just let him hit me down to 10, down to 8? It's a risk, for sure. Might have actually just Starfired this out of desperation. So all that taunt I drafted is actually being quite helpful here. It's going to take him 14 turns to kill me with Steady Shot. He doesn't have that kind of time. He's got to have something good. Starving Buzzard, wow. There's a card you don't see very much. Alright, so we got to think here. I could just trade my minions and play Force Tank Max. I could go up a card with Starfire. But, you know, I need board control more than I need card advantage. I could, basically, the advantage of using Starfire would be I could keep this thing around and let it start growing out of control. Is that worth it? Let's see, Starfire, Shapeshift, Squire. If I do this, I can't Shapeshift, so I miss a health. I'm actually convincing myself into using this thing. Oh, man. So he plays something I can have up to 5 damage on this? I think, because the thing is, he has a lot of health, but this thing is going to get out of control really, really, really quickly. Then again, this thing already is for 7. This thing's going to be 7 2 turns from now. I think it's worth it to throw that Micro Machine away and to lose a point of health. He's only got 2 cards. It seems unlikely he's going to get to burn me out. Double Kill Command won't kill me because he doesn't have a beast in play. It will take me quite a few turns to kill him. This is only 10 damage, so it's like 3 turns of hitting him. Well, I guess maybe 2 turns. No, this on the face, yeah. With Shapeshift, okay, let's do this properly. This is 7, 9, 10, 11 damage per turn. After 2 turns, I will have dealt 22 damage, plus 5 is 27 plus that shapeshift the third turn is 28. Yeah, it's gonna take 3 turns. It's gonna take 3 turns to kill him with this crew that I have. So I do have to be a little bit careful if he top decks a beast and has 2 kill commands in hand. Then he's got 3 turns basically to find the beast to trigger kill commands, let's say, or if he has a kill command and a beast to find the other kill command to kill me. That's all very, very improbable, but you know I have to be a little bit careful. All right, we're gonna Starfire his face. See what I get. Needs old Shredder. Could accelerate things. So if he has a beast and 2 kill commands, he actually does win the game because let's say he plays a web spinner, 2 kill commands, that's 7 mana, he has enough mana left over to steady shot, that's 12 damage and he wins. This thing that makes me feel pretty good, it's blocking charge stuff. Okay, never mind, it's not blocking charge stuff. Wait, did I just miscount how many turns it takes me to kill him? Because I feel like I'm going to kill him. Oh, right, because I Starfired. Right, I got the extra Starfire. Having 2 Starfires shortened things up by a turn. Okay, so he's going for the face, which is exactly the right thing to do. Luckily for me, though, I did get that other Starfire. So let's see, make sure 5, 12, yeah, that's enough. The Claw also is enough, but we'll just Starfire. Okay, Hunter did what hunters do best, and he almost got away with it. Luckily, I got both Starfires, so that was good. Turns out I didn't need the other Starfire. The Claw that I top decked also worked, but that was good. Alright, so far so good. Granted, this deck has, you know, a lot of good cards. There's a Legendary. It has an Epic, although granted the Epic is Molten Giant, so it sucks. I'm going to give myself some credit. Managed to get a lot of taunt in here. I think probably the weirdest draft pick that I totally stand by was the Worgen versus Flesh Eating Ghoul versus the 1/4 Charger with taunt. I stand by that choice completely, even though I think old me would have thought that 1/4 with charge was total crap. It's basically like a stupid monkey but with charge. I really think that in that case, the Flesh Eating Ghoul and the Worgen were just so mediocre nowadays that I made the right call. Hate to mulligan those good cards, but I need to make sure I can live to the turn 5. And okay, we do get a 3-drop, which is nice. Sad that I won't have a Druid or the Claw on turn 5, but there's 2 of them in the deck. I might get one still. Okay, so do you coin out the Micro Machine? Well, now you definitely do. So yeah, let's do this. She could, of course, spend 2 turns pinging it, and I am absolutely down with that because that basically takes us to the end game without any sort of craziness early on, and then I should be at the advantage. Alright, she plays Snow Chugger, so this will just be a 3-2 that trades with Snow Chugger. That's fine by me. Oh, there's the Druid of the Claw. Perfect. High up. Kill that. Now, if she pings a Loot Hoarder, that's spending her 3rd turn pinging Loot Hoarder, which is fine. That means I traded my 2nd turn for her 3rd turn. I'm A-okay with that. Let's see if she has anything better, like a frickin' Ogre Brute or something. Ah, she's an Illuminator. Okay, so now we have to make a difficult choice. I can't kill this with Shapeshift. So I could throw the Loot Hoarder away to get the damage on this. That way it would be in line to dive to the Golem, or I could hit her in the face. If I hit her in the face, I'm basically daring her to spend her 4th turn pinging this thing. Then if she does, she's sacrificing a lot of her 4th turn, but at the same time, this thing isn't going to die. So how much do I care about this 2 damage? It's 2 damage. I don't care about that enough. I need to just hit the Eliminator. Generally, as I always say, I don't like to attack minions if they're not going to die. But I think there, it was either deal 2 damage to this, or deal 2 damage to her face, and clearly dealing 2 damage to this was better. Okay, so basically, had I hit her in the face, the Loot Hoarder would still be here. And I would just have run into the Eliminator and killed it off anyway, so it's fine. Alright, so we'll do that, and that. Shredder versus Yeti is a bit awkward because, of course, the Yeti lives, but whatever the Shredder drops out is likely to be able to run into the Yeti, so it's likely to be a trade, just not guaranteed. Okay, she goes for it. I get Novice Engineer, which is not the greatest thing that can pilot that Shredder. She pings off the Golem, which is good. Please no Arcane Explosion. No, just a Micro Machine. Okay, this is actually really good. I'm really, really, really happy with that. That's terrific. So we just get to kill this with that, and kill this with that. And we have our choice of 2 amazing 5-drops. This hits a bit harder, but it dies to Fireball and Polymorph. It's a bit less hard. It still dies to polymorph, but it at least survives fireball. How much do I care about how hard it hits? Not that much. 6 drops, against 6 drops, not many are going to have 4 health, so I'm going to play the Sludge Belcher. At least this counters the fireball. And if she polymorphs it, well then she polymorphs it. It was going to polymorph that anyway. Or this ogre. Or Sneeds. I mean, I have a lot of things that I don't want to see polymorphed. The easiest way for this mage to win is just to have a handful of polymorphs. Alright, no polymorph. Of course, I regret not playing Druid of the Claw, because that would have killed this with the help of Shapeshift. The Sludge Belcher does not accomplish this feat. So we have to just play the Ogre and hit her in the face. This means that we're letting a mage start the turn with Violet Teacher, which I'm not a big fan of. That can go really, really bad. Luckily, the sheep should clear off the students, unless she has a silence. Okay, unless this 2 mana is a spell, which it's not, she doesn't get any students off, which is good. Alright. We have we have very many options here. I'm gonna kill that for sure. I could shapeshift to kill the Violet Teacher with the Oozlet. And then I can still play Druid of the Claw afterwards. Honestly, that seems pretty great. Why don't we just do that? So we'll do this. This. Shapeshift being really good here. That. Druid. Okay, so this survives Flame Strike. I'm actually ahead on cards. She's got 5 to my 7. Got this guy coming down. She would have used Polymorph, I'm pretty certain. If she'd had it, she'll use it now if she has it, at least on the Druid of the Claw. So this thing's probably not going to get Polymorphed. Very strong minion. I mean, 5/7, you're paying a lot there for 5/7 stats. 8 mana is a lot. And the legendary minion you get, it could be, you know, something dumb like Nat Pagel. But it's just a really good card. The opponent doesn't really have any good answers to it besides, you know, Polymorph or Silence and stuff. Okay, so do you play Sneeds or do you play the Force Tank Max? How often do you have to choose between a pair of 8 drops? Let me think about this. This is just a bit more reliable. Like, it hits harder. You're not worried about getting some bad legendary off of it or something. It's just a bit more reliable. I'm going to go for the Force Tank there. Been really happy with this draft choice. I really dismissed this card when it came out, but you know what? When you need something huge, this thing, I mean, it delivers. Okay, still, oh, she could still have a polymorph. Hang on, hang on, hang on. Does she have a polymorph? No, no polymorph. Okay, cool. She pings off the shield. It's because, oh, I really probably should have factored in that mages are good against Divine Shield. Whoops. Okay. So now let's just keep it simple. Do I use the Starfire here? No, I don't think it makes sense to use the Starfire. So we'll keep more health on my taunt creature. Kill that. Play Sneeds. Now she can Flame Strike away these 2 guys. This will live with 3 health. Won't die to the spider plus ping. I could fall behind though. If she has a Flame Strike here, she'll have 5 cards. Nope, no Flame Strike. Okay, so no Polymorph and no Flame Strike. I gotta admit, that's pretty lucky against a mage. She does have the Silence for Sneed, so this is just a 5/7 for 8 mana, unfortunately. No Swipe to kill off the Spiderlings. There is an interesting move I could do, of course. Very interesting move. I could play Sheep and then Starfire the Sheep. That would kill off, well, all this stuff. I'd have enough mana to shapeshift away the worm. This thing would be left with 4 health. I could just throw, let's say, the Druid of the Claw at it. Hit her for 12. But can I just kill her here? Hang on a minute. This is what, 11 plus 7 is 18. Wow, jeez. That would have been a ridiculously, unnecessarily elaborate move. So I'm not actually killing her here. Oh, never mind, I am killing her. Well, I was planning just to hit her with the infantry and just threaten lethal later on, but with Claw I can just kill her now. Other options there, I could have played the Sheep and given it taunt. She already used a Silence, so maybe the Sheep would have been good and it would have cleared off all of her stuff. Okay, cool, that was a good game, and we're right up to 45 minutes, so let's just go ahead and call it here. Thanks for watching, ladies and gentlemen. This deck looks really promising. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you again soon. Take care.